All right, today we're going to be talking about mean absolute deviation. Now, in a prior video, we talked about mean, median, mode, and range. And mean, as we can remember, mean is the average. What that means is if you have a group of numbers, so let's just say we have 2, 4, 8, 5, 6, 10, 3, and 2. Now, in mean, just a friendly reminder, we do not have to put them in order from least to greatest. That's what we do for median, to find that middle number. But for mean, what I would do is I would add up all these numbers. So I'm going to add them up, and I get 40. Then I count how many numbers I have, my input, and I have 8. Divide 40, the sum of all my numbers, by my input, and I get 5. So my mean is 5. So, what is mean absolute deviation? Mean absolute deviation is finding out how far each number is from the mean. So how do we do that? So we subtract the mean from each. First thing we have to do is find the mean. We subtract the mean from each value. The result is called the deviation from the mean. Step number 3, we're going to take the absolute value of each deviation from the mean, meaning it's like finding the distance from each number. And again, distance can't be negative. So I'm going to subtract this now and write it over here because we know the mean is 5. I want to find out how far each number is from 5. Okay, so 2 I know is 3 away. I know 4 is 1 away. 8 is 3 away. Again, you're going to take the number with the greater absolute value, subtracted by the lesser absolute value, and that's how you find the distance. So 1, we have 5, we have 2, we have 3. Now notice right here, we can't have a 0. 5 obviously is 0 away from that. Now I'm going to add up all the numbers. Once we add them up, we get 18. So then I count up how many numbers I have. I still have 8 obviously. Even though I have 0 represented, still a value. So I'm going to I'm going to add up how far each number was from the top set. This was how I found the mean. This is how far each number was from the mean, my deviation. And then I take that total and divide it by 8, and I get 2 1/4, or 2.25. So what does this number represent? It represents that on average, each number is 2.25 away from the numbers given, the original numbers given. So how could we use mean absolute deviation? So you could use mean absolute deviation if you wanted to know, you found your average in class, okay? You looked at all your grades. And then you could find out how far each of your grades was from the normal, from the average. So this could tell you if your grades were really consistent. The lower the grade, the lower the MAD, mean absolute deviation, the more consistent you are. The bigger the mean absolute deviation, the more inconsistent or the more your grades would fluctuate, which would indicate that maybe there's a big misunderstanding in some topic, and that you might need additional help. Businesses use mean absolute deviation a lot. Again, certain circumstances you would want a small mean absolute deviation. Other times it might indicate that there's a problem. But again, mean absolute deviation, all it represents is how far each number is from the mean. And then you find the average of that. We got again 2 1/4, or 2.25, and that is your MAD, mean absolute deviation. So I hope this has helped. If you need more help or more examples, feel free to email me at jhewlett@leisd.ws. Thanks.